Yo, what's up, David? How you doing, bud? How was your evening? Hey, what up, Blair? How you doing, bud? Let me check out the all sky real quick. I know we got a little bit of clouds here, but hopefully it's gonna work out all right. We just had a massive meteor go through the sky. What's up, Ron? How you doing, bud? We had a really nice meteor go through the sky as I was opening up the observatory. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear it, Blair. Sorry to hear it, brother. Glad you're here tonight. Hopefully this brings a little bit of peace for you. I hope it does. There we go. Oh, it does. That's awesome, man. I'm glad it does bring some peace for you for sure. Let me see if I can get the chat popped out of here real quick. Easier to read when I have it in a different screen. There we go. It's a little better. Ready for the weekend yet? It's kind of been a long yet slow week. Oh, thanks, Nick. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate that. Move my joystick out of the way here. Have some room to work. There we go. I think. Check it out, though. Saturn's coming in really good tonight. I haven't really checked on the moons. There's Titan. See Titan. I think the thin clouds are making it harder to see the other moons. Definitely see Titan though. Jer, what's up, man? Good, bro. Got clear skies. Clear enough anyways. Honestly, did not think we would have clear enough skies to get on, but it's decent. Jupiter we can, it's just not up where we can see it yet here in the observatory. Just not up yet where we can see it. Jupiter's really beautiful though. I'm excited to get back to viewing Jupiter this year. It's really beautiful. Yeah, it's a decent view tonight. Really is a decent view. See a little bit of turbulence, but for the most part, I don't know, it looks good to me. See the striation on the front? Does look good. Currently Saturn. Looking at Saturn. We can't get Jupiter yet. It's not up above the horizon yet. Someone just said space is fake. Yeah, you're in it. I think so. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's a beautiful view tonight. We're using a 11-inch telescope. Hopefully you guys can see the telescope there. Right there in chat. That's what we're using. Big old telescope. What part of Earth is this angle from? I'm Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri. It's fake. You think I can go out and tap the telescope and you can see it move? It's pretty simple. I can literally tap the telescope. You can see me tap and you'll see our view move and stuff. Are you in Baltimore? Very nice. Got Wyoming in the house as well. What's up, Pellet? Do you prove about it's real? That we're seeing Saturn live right now? Yeah, I can do that. Here. So we're inside the observatory. I'm in the control room. Let me just step out for a second. I'll just tap it. It takes me like 2 seconds. Yeah, there you go. Yo, what's up, Speed? How you doing, bud? Gotta get my chair reset here. Hello from Mercury. Nice. Nice. Yep, about an hour and 11 minutes, roughly. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Yo. Is your telescope powerful enough to see any of the Apollo landing areas? I can see the Apollo landing areas, just not the debris, or like the objects on the moon. We can get some of the moons to come in. Yeah, we can definitely get some. I've seen Titan. It's going to depend on the thin clouds that we have, but I've seen Titan up there. See Titan up on the top left. It's there hanging out. Trying to get the other moons to come in with the thin clouds really hard to do it though. Let me get the pad for the telescope here. There we go. Move it around a little better. Ooh, we're moving way too fast. Let me slow that down. There we go. Be a little bit more reasonable. Saturn getting brighter every night. Yeah, it will. And we're coming up on opposition, so it's going to be really beautiful here coming up. Roughly about a week. If you don't know what Saturn was, probably drawing on yourself. Man, Venus not up where we can see it. It don't come up until early morning hours. Hey, what's up, B? How you doing, brother? 3i Atlas not up above the horizon. Currently, it's below the horizon. We should be able to see it near the end of October, though. Should be able to see it at the end of October. Yeah, Titan on top left. Titan on top left. And honestly, normally we like to look at the moons, but look at this view tonight. Like, it is a stunning view tonight. Really beautiful view. UAPs, I've never seen anything, man. Never seen anything that I would say is like alien life. About the 3i Atlas object. Have you seen it at all? Not from my observatory yet. At the end of October, though. We should be able to see it. We'll be coming up soon. You can see some of the clouds coming through here, and you see it kind of fainting in and out a little bit. Starting to become a problem. What's up, Scott? What's up, Michael? How you doing, man? Going to end up buying expensive telescopes, huh? Jen, hey, what's up? I see you. Its rings are disappearing, yeah. It's on edge on. There's two different things. We talk about the rings disappearing because of being edge on in our perspective, but the rings actually do disappear as well. They are what we call ring rain, where parts of the ring actually rains back into Saturn. And also we see new moonlets form within the rings. Is given up. I honestly have no opinion on this guy. It's going to be something that'll be a lot easier to study over time. Like, making up opinions on it right away would just be completely BS, to be honest. Yeah, there skills how to recreate the painting Saturn devouring his sun with the planet Saturn and one of its moons. I got you. How powered telescope? Depends. This telescope's 11-inch, though. What are they made of? The rings are mostly ice. Mostly ice and a little bit of a rockish type material. Zoom in on the moon, please. I wish. So zoom comes to basically the eyepiece or the camera that you use. So to get zoom, you got to throw in a different eyepiece or camera. Mars is not above the horizon. This is Saturn. This is a C11 telescope. Weapon, is it better to use wet wipes or allow protective cross-sea barrier to develop? Honestly, I like try not to wipe too often, but use like a blower, like a lens blower. It looks like a bulb almost, to try to get most of the dust off. Don't use like air, like the can of air spray, but try to blow it off first. How thick are the rings? I heard they're so it's really not that thick. There's objects in there like the size of dust, obviously, and that's the more common things that we see. Dust a little bit larger, but then there's rocks. They're like the size of mountains. What's the weirdest thing that I've spotted people in chat? What's my favorite planet? Our beautiful planet. We have an amazing planet. Yo, what's up, Maru? I see you. Finally made it. Finally, man. Have you seen Planet X, or is it even real? Well, we have not discovered Planet X. So is it real? No, we haven't found the evidence. How much is the telescope? The telescope's about 4,000 just for the OTA, and then you got the mount, another couple of thousand, so roughly 6,000 in that. Then you got the camera computer system. It gets kind of expensive, but it's still a reasonably priced setup. Thought there'd be something worth in the rings? Nah, not really. It's mostly ice. This C11 telescope. Have I watched Alien Earth? I have not. 3i Atlas, not above the horizon. Yeah, the rings are really tiny. Really tiny. They're really thin, but very wide, but really thin. Feel emotional. I'm glad to have you. Honestly, glad to have you. Favorite planet is Mars because of the largest mountain in the solar system, Olympus Mons. Love it. A full pleasure, Insomniac. Love this channel. Dude, I appreciate you having you here, man. Definitely do. Use an extra lens. No, I'm just using a dedicated camera right now. That's a dedicated camera on the back of the telescope. Let's see if I can spin this a little better. The camera on the bottom. Might be able to see the camera. Somewhere. Yeah, it's right about there though. You'll see the focuser. The focuser's on the right side. That's a red. It's an automatic focuser from ASI. And then the camera is almost in the center. It's really blurry though. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. Wish we could someday visit other worlds. Yeah, I could see that. Does that hurt the planet? What? Have you seen NASA discovered alien life traces? It's possible that traces of alien life have been discovered, but it doesn't mean that we have discovered aliens yet. Can it focus in more, or is that the best? Oh, on the telescope? Oh, are you mean like the view of Saturn? Like this is really good view of Saturn, to be honest. This is a live view. This is what you give live view. It's not like heavy processed images of Saturn or anything, but this is a live view. This is what we see of Saturn with the live view from here on Earth. I'm gonna get one of those anytime soon. We'll continue looking at your live. Hey, I appreciate you though, Bruce. I hope you get something that's really awesome. I hope you get an amazing setup. I hope you get a really amazing setup soon enough. Any Saturn's moons in focus? I seen Titan just a second ago. Let's turn up a little bit more brightness. See if we can find it again. Yeah, there's Titan up there. I heard the asteroid belt has the remains of a planet. Could that be true? It's very possible. We don't really know, but it's possible there's some remains of planets that just didn't become planets, right? Just like the beginning stages and got torn up. How many times zoom are we? Probably about 350 to 400 currently. Yo, what's up, Agent? How you doing, bud? Hi, Bog. I see you. Does it tilt the other way if you look at it a different time of year? It depends on your equipment. A lot of it depends on your equipment, but throughout the Saturn's years, it changes tilt just a bit for us. How many times do I go live? I try to go live every night, dude. If it's clear, you'll probably see me. Sometimes you see what looks like stars, and they're moving across the sky. What are they? Those are satellites. You're seeing satellites. Do you believe we went to the moon? Absolutely. What about asteroids? Asteroids are pretty cool. Are you meaning to be able to observe asteroids? We can observe asteroids. Hopefully I got everything up there. As I was saying, all these comments are converging in different colors. I have another question. Have you seen Voltron? No. What's the furthest object that you've found? Galaxies. Have you tried looking at an object coming into our solar system? 3i. It's not where we can see it yet, but probably around the end of October we'll be able to start observing it from here at the observatory. What about Planet 9 has not been discovered? What else can you see today in the night sky? Right now Saturn and Neptune are really close to each other, and that's probably the two main targets we'll be able to focus on mostly. Why do you think we haven't gone back to the moon? Because of expenses. We're trying to now with the Artemis mission, but it's mostly to get to Mars. But we are going to get back to the moon here soon. The Artemis 3 mission will land us on the moon. Are you in a dark area? I am. It is a 2.7 Bortle scale here. Zooming out, Planetary. I wish, man. I wish. But why do they turn off after a while? What's that? Oh, the satellites? Because they go into Earth's shadow. If you're not a space heretic, yeah. Pluto is a dwarf planet, not a planet. Seeing Saturn through my telescope. Coolest thing ever. I love that, Colin. It's super awesome. So to keep down the same place on the screen, you have a rotator run by a PC to track, right? That is correct. It's a mount that is following its right extension through the sky. Time zone do you go live? I'm Central Time. It just depends on the night, though, when I'm able to go live. Can you home in on Jupiter? I wish. It's just not up yet. Not up to where we can get it. Hey, what's up, Jenny? I got you. I see you. So you two fell on the moon, Lenny Crab. I mean, there's a lot of evidence that shows we landed on the moon. There's no evidence that says that we didn't land on the moon. In fact, the people that we raced to get to the moon, USSR, even confirmed that we went to the moon, took photographs of the objects on the moon. So, I mean, it's pretty simple, man. Looks like I buried with that too much. That's funny. What equipment do you recommend for beginners in the Western Hemisphere? So I would probably, it depends on what you want to do, but like a tabletop Dobsonian if you want to stay on the lower end. A tabletop Dobsonian is not a bad suggestion at all. Like around maybe $100, $300. With the go-to mount, if you want to do like planetary and lunar type views, probably like a 4SC from Celestron. What's up, Muscle? How you doing, bud? Silly question, but is the moon hollow or semi-hollow? Or not at all? No, it is not hollow at all. It actually has a iron core, a very small iron core, but we know it's not hollow. It always wants to crush in on itself, and that's why we get like moonquakes, and we get to see these moonquakes. Really cool to see, but it wants to crush in on itself. So even if it was hollow, it would just crush in on it. You don't believe for a second we went to the moon? I mean, that's fine. You don't have to. Your opinion's your opinion. That's fine. I appreciate your submission. I appreciate that, bud. Make sure I get all the other questions up here. Yeah, I think we did. I think Chrome got one there. Yeah, so normally when we see like satellites disappear as they're going across the sky, it's because they enter into Earth's shadow. The shadow from our planet just makes it where the satellite no longer illuminates. Yeah, we dropped the bottom part of the lunar lander on the moon and it rang like a bell for hours. Yeah, it does. It actually does that even with moonquakes. We see that, and also when it gets impacted, when the moon gets impacted by like asteroids or small debris, it rings like a bell. But no, it don't indicate it's hollow. It does not indicate it's hollow. It just indicates that there's not a lot of moisture that baffles down that what we see as ringing like a bell. We don't hear it ring like a bell, by the way. The vibrations that appear look like it rings like a bell, but just no moisture in the atmosphere, so it don't slow it down. No, it's not seismic waves. We don't see seismic waves on the moon. The moon itself don't have like tectonic plates. It's just stuff like wanting to crush in on itself, our tidal forces, impacts from meteors, stuff like that. That's why we see moonquakes. Yep, that's a live view right now. How do scientists know when an asteroid is headed towards Earth? Observation, viewing. Are you going to be following the interstellar object in October? Yeah, we're going to definitely try to capture 3i at the end of October for sure. Hopefully I got most of that up there though. Let me know if I didn't. If you guys ask a question, I missed something somewhere. Yeah, there's a lot of seismographs on the moon. Yep. It's really interesting to study them too. So like when we talk about we hear it ring like a bell, we didn't actually hear it ring like a bell. We see when you take away the object that actually impacted the moon itself, which was the lander at that point, we could actually see what appears to be like ringing like a bell. Take a trip to Cherry Springs State Park. I recently went and they got to see Milky Way and many asteroids. That's awesome. That's really cool. Could you zoom out a little bit and back into this view? It's not how the telescope's designed. Like, unless you have like a zoomable eyepiece, you don't really zoom in and zoom out. Why is it ring sideways? This is just the perspective of how my equipment is as we're looking out towards it, but it's roughly about 26 degrees when we talk about the tilt. Hey, what's up, Maru? Saturn has so many AI. I know, it's so crazy. Way too much AI out there for sure. Is Saturn a gas planet? It is. Mostly hydrogen, then helium, methane, propane, and so on. A little bit of water, like 0.0001%. How close is the dead radiation of the Van Ryn belt to us? If we were to leave low Earth orbit, I don't remember exactly how far it is out there. It's not that big of a deal, though. You fly through it like super fast, and it's not that thick. Remember correctly, Mars doesn't have quakes, right? We observed things that appear like quakes as well on Mars. Went on the moon and filmed it all. A time when 1 kilobyte computers were state of the art. Sure, brother, sure. Okay, whatever. That's up to you, man. I mean, cameras been around for a while. It's always crazy to see Saturn live. My moon is a favorite just because of the detail. Great work. Yeah, I appreciate you, Brandon. Thanks so much, man. Must be life out there, at least. That's what you believe. Yeah, I agree. I would agree. I think there has to be life out there. How far is it? Saturn about 795 million miles away. Yep, no one landed but got back there. That's what they do. Is there a particular night, good night for seeing Saturn, or is this the kind of normal? So we're coming up on opposition here quickly. Opposition is probably the best night to get out and enjoy the views of Saturn. Yeah, the Saturn. Currently looking at Saturn. Looking amazing though. I could watch this that all night. I got you. Is it true it takes 230 million years for the sun to orbit once around our galaxy? It takes quite a bit. I think 230 sounds right though. It does sound right. Can you recommend anything within the European 2,000 euros? I don't even know. I'd have to translate that to even American dollars. I don't know how euros actually translate to American dollars, to be honest. Have you ever seen something that makes you think? Like, what is that? No, not really. Honestly, I've never seen anything super wild like that. Looks like an old-fashioned keyhole. It kind of does, yeah. You guys want me to bring down some of the brightness? 200 pounds, yeah, euros, pounds, whatever it is. I don't know. I only spend American dollars. I honestly don't know. Couldn't tell you the difference, man. Not euros. See, I can't even tell you the difference. All looks the same to me. Jupiter was known as the nice. Hey, what's up, Lori? How you doing? About $400. Oh, okay, I got you. Probably a tabletop Dobsonian. I'd move there if it wasn't for what? How do you know so much? Been doing this for a while. How wide are Saturn's rings? Not like from the surface to the outer ring, but like thickness. They're not that thick at all. They're honestly not that thick. I can't remember exactly how thick. It's like 60 miles or so. It's relatively thin. Was Saturn the first sun? Saturn doesn't even come close to being a star. Not even close. It needs a ton more mass. How dare you not know your foreign currency? I know, right? I don't buy stuff in foreign currencies. Are you going to look at the moon or any other planets tonight? Here in a minute, we'll probably swing over to sorry, not Mercury, but Neptune. Only 20 galactic years old. If our galaxy is 4.6 billion years old. Not the galaxy. The galaxy is not 4.6. Do you do this as part of your career? Not this, not streaming. Are you the one who got the shot of the plane flying in front of the moon? I did capture that. I think a lot of people actually do, though. It's a fairly easy thing to capture. You just got to get lucky with the moon, an airplane flying in front. Activities possibly correlated to a hot core. That is true. That is true. See if I can keep up this. It is not fluid inside like the Earth because of this cold core. It's just really weak magnetic field. Yeah, correct. I must have missed something more that went to. Simple question, but why was Pluto excluded from being a planet? There's several things. Once they came up with what a definition of a planet is, Pluto did not have enough mass to be able to clear out its neighborhoods that orbits around the sun, and therefore it can no longer be a planet. That was a cool night. It's always a great night. Hey, what's up, Candace? How you doing? I see you. Welcome back, by the way. Hey, Debbie, welcome in. Hopefully I got everything there. What's the craziest thing that you've seen in space? Ooh, that's a tough one. Wow, I honestly don't know anything that I would say, like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, most amazing things, obviously, I think, like, total solar eclipses are just absolutely mind-blowing. Anything less than 100 miles. Does that mean that they're thick? Thicker than some of the neutron stars? I mean, they're relatively thick in that sense, right? But they're very reflective. They're super reflective, as in it's mostly ice water, so we see the reflection of them super well. Are humans meant to stay on Earth? Honestly, we are. Like, our bodies are not really designed for space travel. What was the first formed galaxy? No one knows. That would be one that no one can answer. How many planets are there? In our solar system, we have 8. In the known exoplanets, we got over 5,500. What are you looking at? Saturn. Right now, we're hanging out Saturn. Saturn is very beautiful. This is true. You can't go wrong by calling Saturn majestic. There's life out there with your life. We're out there, that's true. Good point. Solar system was, the solar eclipses are super wild. I think they're absolutely amazing. You don't regret driving hours to see it. I think it's smart, man. I do think so. Do I own a meteor? I have a lunar meteorite. Good ease. What's up, Tita? How are you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Where's this being taken from? Kansas City, Missouri. Take a counter for yourself if you end up on the Mars. Nice. Very nice. We could be Martians in origin that make us the aliens. I mean, who knows? I doubt it, though. What amazed you of the universe? Ooh, that's a tough question. People. I think we're just absolutely awesome. That amazes me. Thank you for the answers to all your questions. You can see this start to get repetitive. It does. Sometimes it does. Where are you taking this from? Kansas City, Missouri. What do you think of the universe is expanding to? Space? And will it ever stop expanding? Maybe. It might. It depends on what's the end, right? What's going to be the end when all the energy's over? We're going to have the big crunch. We're just going to go into a full cold off. Who knows? Chiefs Red Kingdom, absolutely, Jorge. Thanks, Tita. I appreciate that. Saturn is the Lord of the Rings. That is true. Never seen a clear picture like this. Not too bad. For a live view, this is a really beautiful view. That's a really beautiful view tonight. What's up, Carol from Canada? Welcome in. Does the magnitude of space ever scare you? It does not. Honestly, it don't. Moonhawk, yeah. Have you seen the new UFO footage of the UFO being hit by a missile from the helicopter, right? A lot of people mention it. I haven't looked it up yet. Penalty that isn't made by an AI. Dude, I appreciate you, Nop. Honestly, I agree, man. AI is one of the worst things that we're going to have out there. It's going to create this big trust barrier. So if anybody wants to see how these things work, you can see the telescope down there. I can go and tap it real quick. Let me see if I pull it in a little better. So this is a telescope we're using right now. I'm looking out at Saturn. If you guys want me to tap it, you can see Saturn shake as I tap and see me tapping it. But I agree with you. We're the only human life for the entire universe. So we are definitely the only humans that we know of. There's most likely there's going to be aliens out there, but we have not discovered actual aliens yet. What are your thoughts on the TikTok UFOs confirmed by U.S. Government? I don't know that they were talking about it in that sense of it being aliens, right? But we do know that there's a lot of government stuff out there that obviously are considered to be UFOs. UFOs itself doesn't mean aliens. It's been talked about by Congress. Are you talking about the one with the helicopter or something? Putting out like your small astronomy channels are best. I appreciate you. We got Halifax Nova Scotty in. Hey, welcome in. Glad to have you, Carol. Honestly, thank you so much. So is the expense separated from what it's expanding to? Is there barriers passing? I don't know that we would consider it to be a barrier. I think it's just going to be open space, empty space in a sense. Crom, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Whoa, where's Saturn going? Got clouds coming in, by the way. Let me pull in some more brightness. Come out, Saturn. This is Saturn. Yeah, beautiful Saturn tonight. Where's the best place that you've been to for space viewing? Honestly, in kind of like northwest Nebraska is one of the most beautiful skies I've ever seen for getting to explore the skies for sure. Is that really at the angle of the eclipse, or is it just the angle you're viewing it at? It's roughly about 26 degrees when we actually talk about it, but this is how my current setup is. So if I go turn the telescope a little bit, turn the camera, whatever it shall be, it's going to make the angle look a little different. Is that the only planet you could see right now? We can also see Neptune. What's cool is, what's such a cool device I can listen to forever to you. I appreciate it, Tita. What are your thoughts on that Panama Venom looking thing? I got no clue what that is. I've never seen that one. What do you only stream Luna and Saturn? We do other stuff. It's just Saturn's really in our sky right now. It's the one object that's mostly in the sky. It's easy to get to, but we're going to do some galaxies and nebulae here quickly as well. Not tonight, obviously. We got some clouds pushing through, but here within the next week, we're going to be doing more deep space stuff. So we're going to do some galaxy nebulae, star clusters, and just hanging out with those type of objects. A lot of fun as well. What's your favorite moon is Saturn's? Ooh, and Claudia, this is really interesting. Can you see Atlas? Can you see Atlas? We cannot. It's not above the horizon currently. At the end of October. Hit by a hellfire mess or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I never watched it. I'm not too sure about it. Are there planets offensive blockers to us on the Earth? Are these planets offensive blockers to us on Earth? I mean, a lot of these planets will take in stuff, but are they actually truly blockers? No, there's no mindfulness to them, right? Take a planet like Jupiter, for example. Jupiter's a frenemy. It tends to slingshot stuff at us. Is this visible with the naked eye, or is this only capable with a scope? You can see Saturn with the naked eye. It is the most distant planet that we can see at the naked eye. Did you just say near the end of October for the Atlas? Yeah, 3i will be able to start seeing roughly at the end of October. Start walking. Oh my goodness, what did I miss there? Oh man, inclination here. Yeah, I mean, as far as like the equipment, it depends on how the equipment's set up. What about the new Oumuamua? Oumuamua is a whole different thing, but 3i, 3 something is 3i. Are you going to get influenced by it, and is it true it's hiding in our sun's brightness? I'm real scared. I can't trust my media. So, like most objects, they tend to go towards the sun. Therefore, we call it the sun's brightness, right? So it does set in the early night period, so we're not able to see it. But we'll start to see it as it comes back around, and on its way outside the solar system. So roughly near the end of October. There's nothing to be scared about. This is the third interstellar object that we've actually spotted so far. Hopefully got most stuff. Oh my goodness, Sagittarius, very bad. What's Sagittarius do again? So 3i will not hit Mars. It will not hit Mars. Dude, I appreciate you, Moth. Thank you so much, bud. I do appreciate that. What's the thing that is called when the thunderstorm happens, but backwards, like it's visible from space? You mean when the lightning comes up above the clouds? What do you think exists material-wise on the other side of it? Like what elements or molecules of what? I must have missed something there. Do you think that they're right about Planet 9? Probably not. At this point, like, we've done really good at being able to study the sky. So to be able to find it's going to be a really, really slim possibility at this point. What does stars twinkle? Because of our atmosphere, the light coming through gets distorted. Is Atlas tumbling through space or is it traveling like an arrow? Ooh, I cannot tell you the answer to that one off the top of my head. It's going to be more in a roughness path in a sense. It's not going to be like tumbling super hard, but I can't give you the answer off the top of my head though. The Expanse, I must have missed something there. What about the Expanse? What do you think exists? Oh, material-wise, probably nothing. Be my guess, probably nothing. Dang, there's so much going on here. Do you remember me? What's up, Satya? I do not. I do not remember the name. What caused the Big Bang? Don't know. We don't know the answers to those. Is that planet square? No. This is the flattest planet that we do have in the solar system, though. Saturn is the flattest planet when we consider the width, basically near the equator, compared to its north to south pole. Why doesn't it happen with the planets too, though? What exactly is that? Objects that get shot out, like our moon does. Our moon has a little bit of a wobble to it. A lot of moons actually get wobble to them. Other objects, when you interact with a bunch of gravity, you tend to get pull and push, and that difference in changes can cause things to kind of wiggle a little bit. I think it's time. Appreciate that. 3 hours going to hit some asteroids in the belt. Getting that straight towards Earth. Nah, man, it wouldn't do that. It's the velocity is insane. The interstellar object's velocity is super insane. Is it the flattest because of the speed of rotation? There's a lot going on there. So Jupiter's much faster, but yeah, Saturn's relatively fast as well. Yo, what's up, Bradley? I see you, brother. But there's a lot going on with Saturn. Saturn's magnetic fields are really strong. What's a thing or two that keeps you up at night wandering or pondering? Nothing really. Honestly, nothing. 2 players that's up to. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Tita. So excited to keep coming back. Well, hopefully he does this a lot. What's the name besides Awesome Dude with stars everywhere? So most people call me See the Skies are Roman. Why is round or oval a favorite shape of the planets? Just because that's how gravity works. Gravity tends to pull everything in all directions, not discriminating based on where it's going to pull in debris. The true that we used to think light was a wave, but it's really particles. You can see that both directions. It's pretty interesting. Got bored, so pretend to my friend that I'm a flat earther and listen to him talking to me. That's whole journey. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Oh my goodness. Try not to get kidnapped by Martians in 50 years or so when you get there. Oh my goodness, what are you guys talking about? I must have missed something in the chat earlier. I must have really missed something. So when it comes above the clouds, what is it, that thing, what happens? Oh, the lightning. I can't remember the term of the lightning when you see it above the clouds. There's a term for it. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Yo, Steven, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Muscle, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. It's amazing how small all the planets are in the big solar system picture, dude. It is crazy how small even a galaxy is in the picture of the cosmos, our universe. It's insane. There are only 6 stars in the Seven Sister Cluster. Oh no, there's so many stars in Pleiades. There's a ton of stars over there. A lot of stars. Sprites would be more the reddish view. There's another term though. I just can't think of the term. It's like a negative feature of lightning though. It's really wild. Why did Saturn go dark? We got a little bit of clouds pushing through. Let me look at the all-sky camera real quick. Let's see what we got. It's a little bit of clouds. Not horrible. Here's the all-sky. If you guys want to see the camera right above the observatory here. You pull it in. That's what it looks like right now above the observatory. You see the clouds right there where Saturn and Neptune are on the bottom right, and you see also where the telescope's pointing, but there's a little bit of clouds right there. So just as quick as those thicker clouds move out, we'll start to see a little better. Do you believe in the Big Bang Theory? It's what all evidence points to. What's your thoughts about the new news about traces of life on Mars? I think it's going to be really interesting. Obviously, that rock was discovered last year, and so a lot of things that you're starting to see now is things that a lot of well, that's where it gets really wild. So there's a lot of agreement that being able to see that evidence could only happen when you have something feeding off of organic life. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Now, it's hard to say, hey, is there alien life, right? And we talk about like even anything super small, whether it's single cellular or whatever. But until those rocks get back, there's not going to be a full confirmation, of course. Did men land on the moon? They did. Do you think light's not a wave now? It don't bother me what we like to call a lot of stuff. Same as light. It gets really into physics, of course. No more space grasshopper, not tonight. No. He's been calm tonight, apparently. Hey, thanks, Pat. I appreciate that. I'll say thank you. What's up, John? How you doing, brother? Hopefully I got everything up here. I missed any questions? Hopefully I get everything. Yo, Two Feathers, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Are they actually going to do a sample return mission for Mars? They will. They'll have to for this. It'll be a relatively high priority. When they'll get it here, that's a different question. What's your biggest wow moment? It's always going to be, I think it's always going to have to go back to solar eclipses. Total solar eclipses is always my biggest wow moments for sure. When's Neptune coming? Just as soon as we get rid of these clouds. With the clouds like this, you can see how we barely see Saturn through the clouds, so we got to wait for the clouds to push through. Full moon, blood moons. Yeah, blue moon. Which one's a favorite one? Probably a blood moon, to be honest. You cried, it was beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. I think I've seen now 3 total solar eclipses, and each time just always amazed me. Nice Boys podcast, even if it's a nursery rhymes. Oh my goodness, no one would want to listen to that. Does Saturn ever show its rings from a different angle, like the overhead view? If that makes sense. So the rings will appear much like more opened up. We'll see more of the gapping. We'll see like the Cassini division. It takes about 7 years to get the maximum of that, and then we'll go back to this edge on again. So roughly about every 14 years, what you see currently, it's about 14.4 years. Do you follow Elon Musk? I do. Obviously, anything in do with space adventure, I do try to keep up with it. 3 for you too, dude. It's amazing. Like total solar eclipses are just absolutely crazy. Is it okay to unsubscribe just to subscribe again for the thrill? Because I love the channel. Hey, do what you got to do. That sounds awesome though. What's your opinion on Chance? Which Chance? I have to think of what you mean by on Chance. I know a friend. I got a friend named Chance. He's an alright guy. He's an alright guy. Just waiting for Cassini too. Yeah, it'd be really cool. Man, there's so many different questions went through there. Hopefully I was able to capture most of your guys' questions for sure. Out of all the governments on Earth, who is most likely to have made contact? None of the governments, to be honest. Exactly what the moon looks like if I go outside right now. I mean, I guess. Have you ever traveled to space? I mean, we're in space, but I would not travel on a rocket if you're asking that question. But we are in space. You're in space as well. Dream Chaser is amazing. It may be the safer option eventually. What do you think? I don't know about that. What's your thoughts on Apophis asteroid? It's just an asteroid. It's going to swing through. Your chance of getting spied on by Martians? I mean, I guess. Chance of Earth being in the precise location for life. I mean, it's not like the best thing. Like, obviously, it's amazing that we're here, but we look at moons and we can see life can also appear on moons. And then you look at Mars, and some of the recent evidence, very possible life has been on Mars. Are you most forward looking at fortune and space news? Ooh, that's a tough question, man, honestly. There's not one thing I would say I'm really, really looking forward to be honest. You ever been to space? I'm fine looking from Earth. There you go. I love it. I love it. When you look at the moon, can you see stuff like craters or anything? Yeah, absolutely. If life is rare in the universe, or we're just unable to find it, it's probably rare. I would definitely go with it's rare in the universe, but I believe life is out there. I don't think that we're going to find people like us, obviously, but it's definitely going to be rare. But there's going to be quite a bit of life out there, I'm sure. The universe is massive, by the way. Crazy that we're on a spinning blasting through the cosmos. We are. Are we any closer to finding human life in the Midwest? I mean, I'm in the Midwest, if that counts. But if you're talking about Ohio, we know for sure people are not in Ohio. Ohio's fake, or it's just full of a bunch of aliens. We're not too sure which one yet. It's crazy how to think our atmosphere is. We think it's huge, but it's really thin. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it is fairly thinned out. What do you think is what do you think about the dark forest theory? I really don't get into dark forest theory. You want to see Saturn? Just as long as just as quick as the clouds push through, we'll be able to see it again. Got to wait for the clouds to push through a little bit. You're a Detroiter? I do agree on Ohio. Yeah. Yeah, we know Ohio don't exist. What's a great telescope to start off with? One that you'll use, to be honest. Like, that's like the best answer I can give you is just going to be one that you'll use. But honestly, probably it depends on what you want to do. When you say starting out, I would say like a tabletop Dobsonian, even binoculars. What are we watching? Trying to get Saturn, but we got a little bit of clouds. What do you think about the last 2 seasons of X-Files? I really didn't watch X-Files, to be honest. I don't watch a lot of TV, though. I really don't get into much TV at all. Let me look at the all sky real quick here. What do we actually got going on? There's quite a bit of thin clouds. Sorry, my throat. Yeah, there's quite a bit of thin clouds still coming through. Hopefully it kind of clears up a little bit, but it's hard to tell. These clouds are relatively thin. Here's what we're seeing right now, right above us. Binoculars, yeah, I think binoculars are a wonderful way to get into astronomy. And honestly, like binoculars are a lot of fun just to use and go out and look at the moon and stuff. Anonymous. Frank claims to be from this Ohio realm, but I've yet to see any proof. That's so funny. I think all flat earthers come from Ohio too. Do have to blow big bucks to get something with HDMI out. So I don't have anything that's HDMI out. This is all USB for the most part. My camera's USB. Being in elevation help avoid clouds. Yeah, a much higher elevation. It's not so much about the clouds though, but much higher elevation you got thinner atmosphere to look through, so a lot less disturbance when you're viewing stuff. How polluted is our atmosphere with debris? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know the answer to that. What's this myth you speak of? That's so funny. What are these signs? What do you mean? Not too sure what you mean, Aaron. What do you expect to see? What are these signs? Oh, Saturn. Right now we're trying to view Saturn, but we got a little bit of clouds coming through. Are they watching us just like we watch them? And if so, what type of food do they have? I don't know, and I don't know. Who would win in a fight between space, Mike Tyson or Chuck Norris? Chuck Norris by far. Chuck Norris can actually land on the sun. Mike Tyson definitely couldn't. Do you ever look in people's windows? No, that's kind of wild. It baffles me that people could think stuff like this is fake. Yeah. What's the furthest body that you can see, not including stars? Galaxies. Galaxies being the most furthest, or most distant objects that would be able to observe. What got you into the cosmos? When I was 8 years old, my dad bought the first telescope for the family, and honestly, like, that really kicked it in for me. The sun orb is Chuck Norris. Yeah. Yeah, Chuck Norris is the only one that can make the sun cry, right? I'm watching the most relevant X-Files shows right now, and the last 2 seasons are not as good. Oh, gotcha. I've never really watched it. I probably should at some point. And how you doing, by the way, Cian? Got no idea. I consumed the airplanes and it's a different realm. Oh my goodness. Have you noticed any issues with Starlinks? No, honestly not. Honestly, I have not had any issues with the Starlink satellite trains, or any of the Starlink satellites. Like, we already get a lot of satellites when you take photos. That, I don't know, not that big of a deal. Elevation here about 900 feet. Kansas City, by the way, Kansas City, Missouri. What's up, Tom? How's it going? Good evening, bud. Good to see him. Awesome. Nuke an asteroid, should we be prepared? We won't use the nuke on an asteroid. It's actually relatively easy to move asteroids we've seen with the DART mission. Spaceballs fans? I've never watched Spaceballs, to be honest. Never did watch Spaceballs. Probably my favorite space movie would be Contact. Is Darth Vader real? What? Goofy, man. That's a goofy question. I like it, though. Goofy, though. Don't even know how to answer that, to be honest with you. Right, so is that the possibility the galaxy is also orbiting anything, or is it stuck in there? So it does orbit. There's a point where most objects will have what's called a barycenter. That's where multiple objects orbit around this area. And in our galaxy cluster, there's a lot of galaxies, and we all kind of tug and push and pull, and all these other wild things. You got tidal forces everywhere. Never watched Spaceballs. I'm disappointed. I don't think so. I can't recall watching Spaceballs. Honestly, can't recall it. Anakin Israel. If you had $1 billion to donate to advancements in space technologies, what would you donate it to? Ooh, that's a tough one. Honestly, I would like to see more research through Venus and even a little additional on Mercury. Venus would definitely be on the high priority. Submarine culture. I don't know much about it, man. Sorry, bud. It's funny, but no lost miss in it. That's tell Jenny that. She was getting mad at me for not seeing it. Yay, what's up? I see ya. Welcome back in. There's a chance we might not merge with Andromeda. Yeah, it's only like a 50-50 chance now that we'll merge with Andromeda. Cody, what's up, brother? I see you, man. I'd like to see more about Neptune. Neptune, yeah, I think Neptune's going to be really interesting. I think, honestly, though, if you had to choose between Neptune and Uranus, Uranus is probably more to be studied and get more information off of, which there are missions going to be coming up with Uranus in mind. What do you think about other space agencies? Like, which one is doing very good work? Honestly, ESA is amazing. The European Space Agency has done really, really awesome work. And I mean, don't even take that wrong either, because India's doing really good. China's doing really good. Obviously, Russia does amazing there. They've been able to pull off so many crazy things. Can you see Andromeda telescope again? What's your favorite thing to observe in your scope? Planets, obviously. But Jupiter, probably Jupiter is like my favorite thing to get to. Uranus would definitely pay off more, absolutely. Just started watching. What are we looking at? Right now it's Saturn, but we got clouds coming through. You can barely see Saturn. Like, I can turn up the brightness and see if it'll try to push through. It might. Yeah, it's barely there, but Saturn's out there somewhere. Jupiter is super beautiful. What will happen after the ISS is disabled? I would imagine we'll see another mission for some kind of science studying above us, obviously. So I think we'll see another type of ISS. Obviously, there's other ones up there, like Tingadong, for example. Is it true that planets are named after gods? Most of them are. Uranus itself, I can't remember if Uranus is a god or not, but I know the moons are not named after gods. It's like Shakespeare's type stuff. I'm a man, Michael, but I am simply glad to see you made it. You good luck. My goodness. Hopefully I got everything up there, though. Is it true the planets are named? I think I got that. Yeah, I think I got most things. You like the atmosphere colonization idea? It'd be pretty cool. Well, sorry, I assumed your cosmic identity. Are you talking to me? Can I see other planets here? Yeah, we can do like Neptune. We can do all of the planets, actually. I should say it correctly. We can do all of our planets. It just depends on the night, obviously, and it also depends on, do we have clouds or not? Don't haunt me. What is going on in the chat now? Very likely moon base is next up after the ISS. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be coming up for sure as well. Uranus, okay, Uranus was the father of the Titans. Okay, I got you. Dude, I don't hardly know anything about these mythical gods, to be honest. But I know the moons themselves are named after Shakespeare, if I remember right. Latin version of the Greek god, gotcha. Michael, people, oh my goodness, it gets boring after the third or fourth time of what, Blair? Must have messed up. Oh, hunting people. How far can we see in this live right now? About 795 million miles away. Can you zoom in a little more? Ain't much we're gonna see. Let me see if I can find my mouse here. We'll zoom in a little bit more. See if I can. Let me pull it over a little bit too. There you go. Math is the universal language, that's true. Everything overthrown by commas. You guys really know your like ancient god stuff. I don't. Samsung Galaxy Zoom. Yep, that's what we're using. Samsung Galaxy. My goodness. Alright, good time to get a drink here real quick, guys. Can we see the moons in a bit? If the clouds push through, we'll be able to. They're educating you right back. That's true tonight. Uranus is the god of the sky and the first ruler of the universe is Greek mythology. Yeah, so I never really got into like ancient god stuff, to be honest. 1 times 1 equals 2. Nope, don't remember that one. Are you an ancient god? I'm not. How far can you see in this live? It depends on the objects that we're looking at. Is that image of Saturn surreal or why? I mean, it's still crazy to get to see it like this. I think it's really beautiful still. Make out still a lot of the details, even though we got a lot of clouds. Think you can see your house from here? Nice. Very nice. Is that image of Saturn's real or why? It is. What if not? That's sorcery. You show us. Oh my goodness. The gap between celestial masses is amazing. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of space out there for sure. A lot of distance between different objects. Why did it get rings? We don't 100% know, so it's either going to be crushed moons, asteroids, or comets. Most likely on the comet or the moon side would be the most reasonable answer, though. Took I'd come by with all the jokes you did, man. That's true. Who's the smartest human being ever, Sir Isaac Newton, Einstein, or Kurt Cobain? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think everybody's smart in their own realm. So, like, even us, for example, even you, I think you're super smart. I guess the difference here would be which one achieved the most compared to which one was smart, because I think they're all obviously very intelligent people. So, which one achieved the most? Probably Einstein. Can be the only one making people giggle here. Look at that, Blair's saying it. Is Jupiter that much big, or is it for the atmosphere? Jupiter's massive. Jupiter is really, really massive. It's a massive planet. Saturn was literally like a vertical axis the other day. Yeah, if I go out and turn my camera, then it'll be vertical again. So it depends a lot on the difference. Can you still name stars? We never could actually name stars. Like, you can't buy a star if that's what you mean. Newton accomplished a lot before he turned 30. Which is so crazy. Yeah, absolutely. I think I think it's tough to say smart, because smart, I think, requires a person to apply. So it's just kind of a tough one. I think everybody is smart, and I think that's necessarily true to say, is everybody is smart, just how do they apply it? Cannot see Jupiter. It's not up above the horizon currently. Not where I could see it. Oh, thanks, Lori. Honestly, thank you so much. Can a regular person star watch at this observatory, or is it strictly a VIP? It's here in my backyard, actually. This one's here in my backyard. It's personal. Comedic genius, one might say. Love it. I think Newton was a very intelligent guy. Obviously, very intelligent. Man, them clouds are just crazy. Kind of wish they'd go away, but I'm not seeing any indication this is going to get any better. Honestly, I'm not. Here's the all sky again, if you want to see it. Here's what it looks like above the observatory. Let me get our latest refresh real quick. There it is. It's what we're seeing above the observatory. Not the best scenario. Blow the clouds away, I know. It's not totally blocking the view. Yeah, I mean, we still get to see Saturn, which is really crazy cool. That's true. Do you think there's life on Saturn? No, not at all. Life as we know it would not be able to survive on Saturn. No chances. I passed calculus in my early 20s, and Newton invented it by then. Dude, that's so funny, right? Can you say the names 5 times fast? What names? Do you like music not from the mainstream industry? That's kind of a tough one. Like, I do like some of the music from the mainstream industry as well. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. Music to me is just music. It's just like a background noise. It's not that I get into music and like say, oh, I really love this music or something like that. Do you think there's life on Titan? It's possible. Can you see our cute moon? Not up yet. It's not up where we can see it yet. Like, this is literally what we can see from the observatory. This is our view. Can 50 Earths fit in one center? I mean, 50 would, but you can put a lot more, like 760-ish, roughly. Would you sink through Saturn if you tried to land on it? You would sink in towards its core. You'd sink into its core, and it would be a bad day. It'd be a real, actually, let's put this right. It'd be the worst 30 seconds you can imagine. The observatory, this is above the observatory. This is a camera looking above the observatory here. So this gets updated every 10 seconds. Is 3i only visible in the southern sky? Right now it sets about the same time, or I should say just after the sunset. So it's really not visible for very many people at all right now. You can see it, like if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're going to see a lot better than we would here in the northern hemisphere right now. Gonna clone myself so I can watch this guy while I sleep. That's funny. That's super funny. Quicksand sandstorm. Yeah, I mean, not well. Like, let's call it quick gas sand or Saturn. We'll go with that. Is Mars warm the deeper you get, or has it cooled down completely? I know he's on. So that's a tough one. There could still be quite a bit of heat inwards. There could still be quite a bit of heat. Whether there's a lot of anything there, or whether there could be still some molten areas, it's possible. Strange thing that you've seen, as a 9-year-old, I saw an object moving come closer and closer to an incredible speed. Parents didn't believe you. I've never seen anything wild like that, to be honest. Don't forget to reabsorb the clone into your center mass when you awaken to gain its memories, Michael. Oh my goodness. It's 12 for you. 1:30 for me. 1:30 a.m. I recommend a silent voice song by Divide Music on YouTube. I'll definitely check it out. Nirvana is good. I don't mind some Nirvana. Would it be cool if you could imagine Earth being the moon of Saturn? Would Earth be destroyed or unlivable? It depends. There's way too many factors here. How far away from Saturn are we? Are we still in the same state? Do we got a really nice orbit? Obviously, it's going to mean a lot. Would it be cool to imagine Earth? I got that one already. Saturn is close, huh? Not really. I mean, 795 million miles away. It's relatively far. Don't come for me. I never really liked Nirvana. Yeah. I don't mind Nirvana, though. How do you feel about the NASA claims of life on the Mars? I know you're not an astrobiologist, but just curious. To put it in perspective, I'm not an astrobiologist at all, but the amount of people who co-signed the text, I should say, is insane. A lot of biologists are in agreement, which that's pretty crazy to see. Is it true that one of the planets rained diamonds? It's plausible. It's very possible that any of our gas planets could have diamonds. It's possible. Whether they do or not, we don't know. Probably it's food everywhere. Maybe. Is there water up there, man? Like on Saturn? Like 0.0001% of Saturn's water. But the rings are mostly ice water, though. Who got it right? The Egyptians or the Mayans? I don't know, man. What exactly are you speaking, though? Oh, that'd be crazy. I missed something. My throat again. Hey, what's up, Impulse? How you doing, bud? Are you really looking at Saturn? We are. We got some clouds, though, but yeah, it's Saturn out there. We're looking through some thin level clouds to be able to see Saturn. What's up, Impulse? How's it going, man? Where are you from? Kansas City. Go pee already. I don't need to pee. My throat's actually itchy. Can we predict weather on Saturn through a telescope? Weather is in like what kind of weather? We can see the gases that go through the atmosphere and stuff. Most of that was actually better defined through the Cassini mission, though. Is a spaceship shown in the Martian movie? I've never seen Martian. That's one movie I have not seen was Martian. The weather looks fuzzy, yeah. We're looking through clouds, so we're not going to get the best view, obviously. Have you ever observed Blair consuming planets? Blair? How much type of lenses cost? My telescope, the OTA, can run about 4,000 or so for the 11-inch Smith-Castle screen. I think if we orbit, we might be exposed to a lot of radiation. We definitely have a lot of radiation, so it depends on the distance, obviously. Distance is going to matter the most. The telescope is C11, Celestron C11. It is Saturn. Starting to come back through a little better now. How many months would it take us to reach Saturn from Earth? Depends. Do you want to stop or just go past it? That's the question. Do you want to stop? Or do you just want to fly by it? That's a really big question to ask. For example, like if you want to get to the moon, you can do it in 12 hours. If you want to stop, you probably need to be around 3 days. But several months. It takes several months in the spacecraft. Voyager 1 went by, I think, in 3 years, roughly. Do you have a dome for your telescope? This is a slide-off roof. The roof actually slides off instead of a dome. I prefer not to do the dome just because I would rather be able to use multiple telescopes if I wanted to. You want to go straight inside? That sounds pretty crazy. What, you haven't watched The Martian? I think that movie is the closest we can achieve in 30 to 50. I honestly haven't. Have you ever seen the North Pole of Saturn? We can start to see the North Pole as it tilts back again. So in roughly about 7 years from now is the best view we get of the North Pole. Why does it take longer if you want to stop? Because you got to use gravity to assist you. Take like for the moon example, it didn't take much fuel to get to the moon because we used the Earth to be able to slingshot us that way, and then we use the gravity between the moon and the Earth to slow us down. So it didn't take a lot of fuel to get there, but if you really want to get there and use a lot of fuel, you'll just go really fast, right? So you can get there roughly in 12 hours, you're just going to run out of fuel. There's a perfect hexagon on the North Pole, yeah. Has the moon been on Earth? Has the moon been on Earth? The formation, is that what you mean? That the impact of Theia would be the most logical answer for how to form moon, if that's what the question was. Doesn't feel so good. Don't like wearing domes either, so don't feel good. What? What if the galaxies or atoms or something extremely big? What if the galaxies or atoms? I must have missed something there, Blue. Not too sure what the question was. What brand is Orion's belt? Need a new one. Dude, Orion's belt is beautiful. That's a beautiful region in the sky for sure. Yeah, space is super awesome. Absolutely, listen. Researching Saturn's moon matrix changed your life. That's cool. When the moon formed along with the Earth through collision, so not formed along with Earth, but it was formed from a collision of Theia, which would be the great impact hypothesis, which now is the leading theory. You like Solaris with Lenny? Man, you guys watch too much TV. You guys watch way too much TV. Yeah, right now we're looking at Saturn. Is your 11-inch better for planets or extra solar systems? I'm thinking about getting something. So it's definitely amazing for planets. It has the focal length that you want for planets. For exoplanetary type stuff, that takes a lot more studying. You can use the same kind of setup. What you do is you observe the star night over night over night over night. What you're looking for is like a dimming effect that's consistent. So like happens every, like, let's say 12 days, we see this dimming effect every 12 days and 3 hours, and you keep this in a catalog and you compare that with other nodes, and then you can start to discover exoplanets. Hopefully I got that there. Total guess? No. There's a lot of evidence that supports that earlier, what we were speaking about the moon. Hey, little swoes, or swos, hopefully I said that right. How's it going? What if galaxies are atoms within something extremely big? Then there'd be just galaxies or atoms within something extremely big. Did you hear about the potential geological evidence of life in Mars? I assume on Mars. Is that the one you're speaking of? Sounds like math season. Is it true that Jupiter is saving Earth from asteroids? No, it actually slingshots debris at us. It has a 500 million mile long magnetic tail that tends to slingshot stuff at us. It's kind of a frenemy. It's not what we used to think. We used to think that it used to be like a big protector, this big old giant mass that had a lot of gravity and just absorbed a bunch of stuff. Well, we even see this, right? We've seen stuff get torn up by Jupiter and whatnot. So it's more of a frenemy, though. It does tend to slingshot stuff right at us. Even with the 11-inch, yep. No, there isn't. Total guess, buddy. Nope. We actually have a lot of evidence that supports that. Is there spiders on Mars? No. Never been. Spiders have never been discovered on Mars. Is Arnold Schwarzenegger still surfing on Mars? That's funny. How many galaxies or what? Glad I didn't continue to read that. Get to the chopper. I'm so confused right now. The sun has radiation. Can I just visit? Protected by a makeshift 1930s fridge. Dude, that's funny right there. Inspired Indiana Jones. Well, there's going to be a lot more issues. The amount of gravity you're going to get next to is going to be so insane. The winds are going to be crazy. And it's not going to be a good scenario. It really will not be a good scenario. I'm the 4-channel real person am I listening to right now? I don't know. Space spiders would be scary. Dude, I would agree. I would think that space spiders would be just like a little too intense. What's the asteroid that is going to come really close to Earth? I'm doing right now. Which one are you speaking of? 3i Apophysis? Which one? Imagine that first life we find is some spider. No, dude, no way. That's kind of crazy. No way. Have you seen the Wandering Earth movie? Curious to know if we can move Earth out of its orbit and travel the universe. So that's a really interesting concept. I've never seen the movie, but the amount of energy that you would need would be a lot more energy than we can actually use, right? So it'd take a lot of energy to be able to do so. What's the closest binary star? So Proxima Centauri is it a binary or is it triple? Might be a triple actually. I'll have to look that one up again. I don't even remember. Do you own tardigrades? How long until New Horizons leaves the solar system? Good question. Don't know. What's a bigger hurdle to occupying Mars? Distance. Distance would definitely be a major hurdle. Can we find Spider-Man on Mars? Maybe, I guess. Older than I think that I have a blurry image better than a sharper one. That's incredible. Dude, I appreciate it. Right now we have clouds, though. We got a lot of clouds, so this is what we see live currently through the clouds. Do you think space futurism is like O'Neill cylinders and Dyson sphere concepts and ideas? No, I highly doubt that. Really highly doubt that. Tardies from Doctor Who. Guys, I don't watch much TV. I don't get the reference at all. I honestly don't look at a lot of TV. It is Alpha Centauri. Nice. I got it. Can you see Betelgeuse with a regular telescope? Yeah, even with binoculars and your naked eyes, you can see it. Betelgeuse is really, really bright in the sky. What would be the most physical and realistic method of mining asteroid 16 Psyche? Not. Honestly, it's just, I think the expenses and stuff overdo anything and wanting to even mine it. Now, getting samples is good for science, obviously, but mining it itself would be just more costly than what the results would be. How far away is this cocktail olive? Pretty far. What's happening with the closest asteroid to Earth right now? There's a lot of asteroids really close to Earth, but it depends on what you mean by close. Especially on these cameras from NASA. What does that mean? Time relative dimension in space is a time machine among other things. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got you guys now. Can countries claim celestial planets? They cannot. You brushing our village. I'm sorry, dude. See if I can keep up. Second that Beetlejuice question. How much can you see? Notice anything at your ability. So we just see a dot. We basically see a dot and then we see the light scattering when it hits the atmosphere. So we don't see really too much. To be able to observe changes in something like Betelgeuse, so it takes months and months and months to try to determine, is it having a great darkening or the great lightening or any kind of effect in its changes of brightness of itself. But yeah, you can absolutely go out, look out there towards Orion and be off to the north of Orion when you're looking into the sky, and then you'll see Betelgeuse out there really bright and beautiful. What's your favorite thing to see in the sky? Planets, for sure. Do you have a second sun, dark twin? Oh my goodness, you guys' references are pretty wild. Mining in space would only be useful to build things in space, probably. Yeah, that'd probably be the most truthful statement of it. What would happen to all of the planets, or to all of us, if the planet Earth just dropped out of the orbit and kept falling? We'd be in for a heck of a ride. Though we're stuck to gravity, right? So we're going to be here, but we're going to be we're going to go on a heck of a ride for sure. Tons of time shots, right? Man, I must have missed something, bro. This is Saturn. Yep, we're looking at Saturn currently. Why haven't we been back to the moon in over 50 years? There's so much to learn. With today's technology, we actually kind of have, we send rovers up there. Same for India now, China, Japan, they like to send stuff there. It's a lot cheaper, obviously, to send stuff compared to people that we got to actually bring back. That's where the expensive part gets. But we're going to try to get back to the moon with Artemis 2. Artemis 3. Artemis 2 will orbit around the moon with the people. Artemis 3 will actually land on the moon. Can you see Pluto at all? We can. Why is the universe so dark? Because there's nothing to create the light. There's nothing to reflect that light. Still not revealing the aliens behind the invisibility cloak with lasers. Nope, I guess not. If you're floating free from orbit and gravity, why way would you go? In space, there's really no such thing as direction, but you're going to go in the direction that you're floating towards, right? You're just going to continue to go until there's another force applied to you. Where are you going to land on Mars samples? On a large bill. Would you be pulled by some place's gravity if you get near gravity? As far as we know, though, gravity exists anywhere in the universe. There's no area that you can go where it'll be like absolutely no gravity from something nearby. The return trip, yeah, makes it much harder for sure. Yeah, absolutely. The return trip is, I think, the most expensive aspect of doing any kind of spaceflight. Can you see any asteroids? We can. If Earth fell out of the orbit, we'd probably float towards Mars and meet the Martians. Oh my goodness! Do you believe in extraterrestrials? I think they're out there. I think they're out there. Obviously, they the odds that they'd ever been able to come to our planet or even come to our planet is super unlikely, though. Big blue planet. My kids are depending on you. Love it. Maybe. It'll definitely come to the end of its life. It's going to shed out its atmosphere when we talk about the sun. And once it goes past the red giant, and they'll leave behind a white dwarf star. And then whether the gases will pass Earth's location or not, that's still unknown. I'll tell you in 4 to 5 billion years, though. Or even a little bit longer. It actually could be a little bit longer than just 4 to 5 billion years. It could even be 7 billion years. What up? I see you. How's it going? Kind of funny because the talk is a Beetlejuice going supernova, but how long will it take for the light of that exploration to reach us? So roughly, is it 700? Let me get the light years again for Beetlejuice. Um, 650. So 650 years, roughly 640, 650 years before we see the supernova when Beetlejuice goes. Gravity has waves, yeah. You can be. If I was a spaceman visiting Earth, I will lock the doors and keep on flying. Oh my goodness. What do you think would happen if Earth had rings? We'd have amazing rings, and we could even form another moon, just similar to what we see currently above our beautiful planet, our moon. You think gravity? Okay, I got that one already. Only 7 billion years. Those are rookie numbers. I know, right? Our sun is just a normal star out there. But our planet don't even have close to that either. Our planet probably has somewhere around like 1 billion years left in it. Space is truly mind-numbingly huge. It is. I agree. If Betelgeuse explodes at night, it'd be bright enough to catch a shadow ray. It's going to be super bright, yeah. It'll be much brighter than a full moon. Are we qualified to identify extraterrestrial intelligent life? Who knows? That's a great question. What's up, Mars? How you doing? I see you. On the subject of dark matter and dark energy, I personally hypothesize that this is an interaction of higher dimensions objects or matter of our lower 3-4 dimension. Gotcha. Have you ever listened to Saturn Sounds on YouTube? I have. How long do you think it will take Mars to heat up for us humans to breathe? This is the question, right? Like if you hit it with like nuclear weapons or something like that, are you able to jumpstart Mars? That's kind of like the questions there, and it's such a tough question to ever answer. The speed of light makes me feel like I'm living in the past of the stars. It is true. I've learned that our sun is a midget compared to it's average size. Our sun is relatively small compared to some really massive stars, but it's roughly average though. It's one of the most common stars out there. They out there who are watching us, what? Can we trust ourselves? I don't know. It's a great question. Probably though. I think so. Acrobear drive-through. I have not. Hopefully I'm keeping up here. It's getting brighter. You can probably. Oh, yeah. Is it? Finally. Getting rid of some of those clouds. About time. See if we can make it look a little better for us. Still some clouds there, but it does look a lot better. It's 3 highest spacecraft now. It's Saturn C. Aquí es Saturn en mi telescopio. We're just an average main sequence star. Nothing to see here. Yeah. But it's a beautiful star. We have a really beautiful star. What did I have for dinner today? I had eggs and sausage. Had eggs and sausage today. The lights look just as bright, yeah. Yeah. Did you too? Nice. Imagine space as being duo. Ah, I gotcha. Somehow. I love it. Soft beef tacos, that sounds really good. Es grande, sí, Saturn es mucho, mucho grande. Es como 700 y 7,500 de al mundo en Saturno. Es mucho grande. Casi English breakfast. What? When you do this, are you turning down the f-stop, the ISO, or something else? Yeah, that's going to be the gain or the f-stop, or sorry, gain or like the ISO. Sorry, my throat. Over here, I hate this silly summer because it's left my side of the equator. Oh man, that's funny. Feel bad for the future generations that have to deal with the sun expanding and eventually exploding the galaxy. But by that point, like when we really come to that type of scenario, most likely Earth will no longer be around. What would be your favorite food while on a space voyage? Probably ice cream. Space ice cream. Saturn, no. It's fine, Kenny. You can have your feelings, bro. No memes way. Que paso. Tacos in space. Dude, tacos in space would be a good idea. Absolutely. Is the bottom screen lit? No, that's my telescope right there. You're looking at the telescope that we're currently using right here. That's our telescope. Yep. Hit it with some cilantro. I don't like cilantro. I'm not really big on cilantro though. Bomba de nuclears versus. That one got a little wild there. Let me translate that one. Make sure I get that one correct. Oh, nada. Realmente nada. So. La primera vez que lo miro. Así gracias por esta experiencia. Hey, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Space ramen noodles? Probably it slaps. That's probably true. Like spicy ones. What is cilantro? Cilantro. Cilantro is a it's more common like in the like the Mexican area. Also up here, of course, there's a lot of people like cilantro here, but it's I don't know, it's an herb, but it tastes like dirt to me. I'm not a big fan of cilantro at all. Space bars, space bears. Like send the polar bears to space. Good idea. They need a cool place there. Dude, don't do that. Polar bears are awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. Space cilantro? Nah, man. I'll leave cilantro behind. I don't think it's that great. I'm not a big fan of cilantro at all. Nuking Mars to terraform. It's been thought of, right? Whether it would work or not, that's a big question. Hey Emma, how's it going? What pet would you take to space besides a water bear? Probably a dog. I think dogs are just absolutely awesome creatures, so I definitely want to take my dog. You think Mercury would get locked to the sun tight? Exactly what you mean? Like tidally locked to it? Can we send a nuke to the sun to see what happens? It wouldn't do nothing. Like, it literally would do nothing to the sun. The sun would just eliminate it before it even got nearby. Dogs were the first in space, yeah. That's on reptilians. Nah, nothing. What kind of telescope is this? C11. I'm using a C11. It's a Schmidt Cassegrain style telescope. You think orbital mirror are the leading idea for heating the space up as possible? Everyone needs some space whiskey. Who would you take to space? Man. Can we toss them out on the way, or is it someone we want to keep with us? Dude, I appreciate you, Warrior. Thank you so much, Warrior. I appreciate that. Good night, man. Have a good night. The sun is basically its own nuke, yeah. It's on its own level. Yeah, Tasigo. Yeah. Hopefully I'm keeping up. There's a lot of conversation up here. It's just like randomness now. Wife and toss her out. Nah, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Can we see baby dinosaurs on Mars? And will Mars become the new Earth? We won't see baby dinosaurs. Will become the new Earth? No, not in the form of what we know of Earth. Take a dad or take a dog or a cat to space. Reptilians would run away. Oh my goodness. Wife and toss her halfway. That's so mean, guys. bring dire wolves to space. I could do that. That sounds actually really cool. Hi, Neem. How you doing? But thank you for St. Louis. No way, man. You're over on the other side of the state from me. I'm in Kansas City. Depends on the clouds. As you know, right now we got a lot of clouds. The same that you're going to be getting in the next week as well. But I try to go live whenever we don't have clouds. Sometimes when we do have clouds, like what we see here, depends on what we can view. Can earthly garbage be sent to the sun to help us? It would be very costly. It'd be really expensive. You'd bring your pet spider. That's smart. My first time getting on Astronomy Lab. I'm actually really happy about this. I live in rural Alaska and want to get a telescope for the few clear nights that we have here. Matthew, I love it, man. That's it, dude. I'm glad to have you here. For one, absolutely awesome. You want to get a telescope, but you do get the auroras a lot more than us, though. So you do got that going for you for sure. What are we seeing? How far away is it? Kind of seeing Saturn, but we got some clouds trying to block us. And how far away is it? About 795 million miles away. Let's see if I can just crank up the brightness quite a bit. There's a really dark cloud coming through. Let me check what we got here. Is the all-sky camera even updating? It does not look like it is. What is going on with the all-sky camera? Wait, it says it is, though. Last update 1:55 a.m. Yeah, it should be updating. Just a really thick cloud coming through. Let me show you guys the all-sky camera real quick. Here's what we're seeing right now above the observatory. You can see Saturn there on the bottom right next to Neptune. You can see the orange words. That's going to be where the telescope's pointing. And then you can see some of the clouds right there, roughly where we're looking. Almost looks like it did a little bit earlier, but then I had to look at it again and like, nah, it don't look like it. Can you send ice to the sun? No, it'll melt. Just subscribe. I appreciate you, Impulse. Thank you so much. How long did it take to catch it? What's that? I must have missed something there. Alaska's got one of the best views. Dude, I would agree. Is Mars in the Goldilocks zone? It's roughly in the Goldilocks zone. Just a cloud, yep. There's a little bit of a cloud coming through. Wonder if Mars ever had intelligent life. It's a good question. What's the next sun cycle? I've heard that it's all darkness. Not true. What exactly do you mean? Like, what is next for our sun's life cycle, or are you talking about the actual solar cycle? Our sun will turn into a red giant, and as it starts to fuse iron near its core, it's going to lose the balance between gravity and its outward pressure, and it's just going to puff outwards. It's going to go what's called nova. And so you'll see all this hydrogen and some helium blow outwards and make this really beautiful thing called a planetary nebula. And then left behind will be its core, which we call white dwarf star. The moon ate Saturn's gone. No! I live alone, Rolly, and I don't feel lonely. Unless I put the bins out on a clear night and it's all stars and I'm just a tiny dot in the giantness of things. Yeah, I get that. Would you go on a one-way ticket to Mars? I wouldn't. I absolutely wouldn't. What's Earth's hard on Mars? I'm not sure what you mean. Enrique, you'll have to retype that. I'm not too sure what you meant there. Would love to see the moon when it was a lot closer to us. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Aberdeen, I know that feeling. No good food there? Oh, and Mars? Yeah, they don't have tacos. Do you think that we're already terraforming Mars? No. That we sent many rockets to go to Mars? No, not at all. No. We are not. Alright, German. Have an amazing night, brother. Have an amazing night. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to continue on or not. It looks like we got a little bit of view of Saturn here trying to pop through, but the clouds are definitely thick over there. I can't see any positive areas where this might clear up for us. Maybe it will, though. What way is the clouds running? I'll kind of watch it for a minute. Why does the moon and the sun be high at the same time? Now, what exactly do you mean? Like in the sky, sometimes you see the sun and the moon at the same time, roughly? Yep, Mars is the god of war. Why is Mars a go-to? It's just one of the better places that you can actually go to. Like if you go to Venus, which is the other planet, it's a little bit closer to us, obviously. That planet rains acid, and it's all bad. And it's super, super, super hot. Like really hot there. Mars is a little bit more stable in a huge sense. when you're here, you need to go study. Have a nice day. Have an amazing day, Jill. I appreciate having you here. Is it true that there is a planet that rains diamonds? It's possible our gas planets could have diamonds. Whether they rain diamonds or not, we don't know. Can you see an alien if his DNA doesn't interact with the visible light spectrum? Well, I guess if you have the right filter to be able to capture it, right, then you'll be able to. Europa mission? Absolutely. So mad that they kicked out Pluto. Hashtag justice for Pluto, huh? I couldn't wear past chapter Mars. Need my spaghetti. There you go. Are we gonna get clearing here? It looks like it's gonna clear up. I'm really trying to determine what way these clouds are going. Live video of other planets from space so we can all see other planets. Yeah, I agree. That'd be really cool, huh? Is the earthly moon uninhabitable? No, we could probably habitate on the moon, probably within like the lava tunnels. Be the best idea. I'm gonna try to sleep also. Sounds good, Michael. Have a good night, but thanks for hanging out with us and thanks for the jokes. Maybe you don't need DNA for intelligent life. Maybe. It's also possible that even if DNA doesn't reflect visible light, the other parts of the organism would. Yep, that's true. I think we're starting to see Saturn a little bit more now. Is that a good sign? If that's clearing that I see on our view, I can't tell which direction it's going. I don't know if you guys remember seeing the all sky just a second ago. Does it look like the clearing is coming at Saturn? Or is that away? The one like on the top left there. I can't tell. Here's another update. I honestly cannot tell. Is internet the problem? Because all we get is pictures. I mean data obviously, but the reason we see the pictures is because it takes a bunch of photos, gets processed, so we can actually observe what we're seeing. Itching now. Oh no, man. Is there anything special to keep an eye on this month in the sky? We got the beautiful Perseids coming up, which is really exciting. We got Titan going to eclipse Saturn, which that's pretty wild. I'm trying to think of anything else really that might come up. I'm sure there's plenty though, coming right up. They say Perseids this month. That's next month, October. I can't really think of anything like super crazy cool beyond that though. Oh yeah, you got Saturn in opposition, like on the 21st. Is that right? Romans know Saturn had rings if you can barely see it with the telescope. Did they know that it had rings? Hi, Aberdeen. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. The Orionids. Did I say even Perseids or the Orionids? The Orionids is on the 22nd through 23rd. Then we'll have the Southern Turds on November 3rd through 4th. And, of course, Geminis are going to be coming up. What meteor shower are you guys excited for this year? God Rentance, 120 per hour. The Geminids are 150 per hour. The Orionids are 20 per hour. Yeah, I didn't know it had rings. Hey, thanks, Lincoln. Appreciate that, bud. Small town in Alaska that was abandoned because of Bigfoot. Oh my goodness. I'll pin you, dude. You seem like a cool guy. Supportive, anyways. Gotta figure out how to do all that again. Like the space music? That's awesome. Thanks. Looks like the clouds just took us over again. Blue flame night. Don't believe everything you see on YouTube. Wait, what? I must have missed something up there. Heard about small town. Oh, yeah. Definitely don't believe a lot of stuff you see on the internet. That is true. What about the clouds? Actually, it looks a lot worse because I've seen a clearing and that clearing is gone. Here's the view again. I no longer see the clearing. In fact, it looks like the clouds are getting thicker down south. Not looking good, y'all. Do planets orbit in sync with each other? Not in sync with each other. They orbit around their planetary plane that they take around the sun. Celebrating Saturn is nice. Star Wars or Zelda? Probably. Oof. I played Zelda in the past. I never really played Star Wars as a game. Probably Zelda. Always want to see the peak of a meteor shower, but I can't see it from the southern hemisphere. And from the north, they get jet stream and the gorgeous cloudy weather. You're going to get it this year, though. We're going to get some good ones. Be able to watch some together. The alien DNA doesn't interact with visible light spectrum. Does that mean the alien is in another time? No, it wouldn't mean that. Not necessarily. It definitely wouldn't mean it's in another time. I don't know what to say, y'all. I think we just lost Saturn for the night. Which I'm happy we actually got to see Saturn because I did not think we would have a chance to actually observe Saturn tonight. What's a meteor shower website again? You can go to the American Meteor Society, which is amsmeteors.org. Planets have a little bit of influence on each other, but the sun has a massive amount, obviously. Yeah, I didn't think we'd be able to. Hopefully, like, we get a chance like this every night, though. As far as like the weather looks this year, or sorry, this week. Sorry, I was trying to read at the same time, but this week it's just all kind of horrible. Nothing good. Let's see what it says here. It says tomorrow at 2 a.m. clear. The night looks like it actually may be a little bit of clouds and clear. So, we're gonna get a view? Maybe. Tomorrow night, we might try. POV Hunt Project Blue Beam, nah. You love cloudy weather. I'm an overcast girl, Portland, Oregon. You'd have to be an overcast person to live in Oregon. That's true. What's up, Mark? How's it going, man? Have I found any aliens yet? No. Oh, thanks, Blair. Yeah, man. I really did not think we'd be able to tonight, but we got lucky. Change your life by a telescope. Yep, it'll do that. Yeah, we got a horrible forecast. Like, we have, if anybody wants to look up Kansas City, Missouri. The forecast is horrible. Mathematical Society is about the Meteor Society on the web. That's funny. If you're an alien, you'd eat my French toast, dude. I would take an alien out for that, man. I'd send you back to your own planet. Let's enjoy the view here. Not a view anymore, though. Unfortunately. Not much of a view anymore. I'm not even seeing anything with the camera. See a telescope, of course, and a tree. I'll have to go start observing leaves on a tree, I guess. Funny. To be outside the visible light spectrum. It has nothing to do with light. That's why when you sleep and don't interact with light, you don't understand the passage of time. Wait, what? Like, are you saying that UV? Oh, I'm so confused all of a sudden. Yeah, I think you're... Like, UV's not visible light, and it travels with light, obviously, because it is a spectrum. I'm so lost all of a sudden. As Mork would say, nano, nano. What? Moon's not up. Moon's not above the horizon. Is there any light coming in starways? No, I don't see anything right now. Here's the all sky again. I am not seeing much of anything right now. Let me look at it a little better here on my side. Yeah, I think we got it. Well, I think Capella looks relatively bright over there. But it's probably gonna fade away just as soon. Yeah, it ain't looking good though. Definitely is not looking good. Let me get a new update here. Yeah, I think we lost Saturn. I think that was it, yo. Might be the end of the night for sure. But I appreciate y'all so much for coming and hanging out with us, and glad we got to check out Saturn, obviously. Maybe get anything with the camera. It'd be really hard to try to spot stuff, to be honest. We don't have a wide field of view camera set up, so it'd be a lot harder to try to spot stuff. If we had the other camera set up, it'd be a little easier. Try to find stuff like Capella, for example. I can try to stream Saturn tomorrow. It's supposed to be clear. Oh no way, that'd be really cool. What's the biggest sun they have found? Our sun is the only sun that we found, but there's other stars, obviously. UY Scuti is massive, massive, massive. Really massive, by the way. I'm just watching the alt guy still. I'm trying to see if there's any clearing anywhere that looks good. I just don't see anything, guys. Like even Capella. Let me pull it back up again. Look where Capella was. I can barely even see Capella now. It's not looking good. Yeah, every sun is a star, but not every star is a sun. Yeah, I like that saying. You're old enough to remember Pluto's a planet. Discover the channel. Dude, there's nothing we can really do right now, though. As you can see, it's all bad. All bad currently. But we'll have really amazing views coming up, though. We'll do some really cool stuff. Here soon, we're going to do galaxy nebulae type stuff. That'll be a lot of fun. That's something quite different than what we've been doing the past week, I guess. We'll definitely get to do some fun stuff. Alright, y'all. I just don't see anything that looks positive here. So it's probably best to end it. I just don't see anything. And again, I appreciate y'all so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Maru, wherever you are, you actually got to make it in here. And I appreciate it. I'm glad that you got to come in. Hey, Matthew, have a good night, bud. Robin later, nice. You guys have clear skies yourself. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing night. Hopefully tomorrow night we'll get a chance to look at something. We'll see. But clear skies, y'all. We'll talk to y'all soon.